Guys, it's Mr. Rafael here, going to talk you through this week's task. So this week's task is to measure a room in your house and to come up with an accurate floor plan of that room in your house. So basically doing the job of a surveyor. For this task you will need a measuring tape, and you might need somebody else to hold the other end of the measuring tape for you. So I'm just going to talk you through that task just now. We're going to be using Google Sketchup to draw out our floor plan. So the first thing to do would be to put Google Sketchup onto your G drive. So I'm just going to talk you through that process quite quickly. It's dead easy to do. So step one would be to make sure that you are signed in under your @stirlingschools.net login. That will give you access. That's basically your Google login. Once you do that, I would basically go to the Google homepage. You should see your waffle in the top right hand corner, which contains all your Google apps. If you click on that, you might have Google SketchUp or SketchUp in it already. I have, because I've put it in there. If you don't have it, we will put it in there. So to put it into your Google Drive, we're going to go to the More Apps option at the bottom of the screen there. And then we're just going to search for SketchUp. 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 And then I've got SketchUps for schools there as an option. I'm going to click on that. And I can't actually add it to my drive because I already have it, but you should be able to just click add to your drive, and then we should be able to get access to that from our waffle. So if you go ahead and do that, I can talk you through the rest of the process. So I'm going to go into my SketchUp for schools now. So I'm just going to scan down and find that icon, SketchUp for schools. So as I said earlier, this week's task is to measure a room in your house and to produce an accurate floor plan for that room. And then maybe next week we'll go ahead and put walls and windows in it, but because it's your first time perhaps using Google SketchUp, we'll take it quite slowly. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file here. So I've went into my SketchUp app. I'm going to go create new file, and we're going to use millimeters. We'll always use millimeters because that's the standard unit of measurement in the building industry. So I'm going to select template millimeters. Now earlier today, as I said, I got my measuring tape out. I got a sheet of paper and I measured up one of the rooms in my house. So here's what I came up with. Here's my little floor plan. So I started off in this corner and I just measured the first wall, and then I followed the walls around, measuring each wall, putting a little note of the size on my little floor plan. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw that out now on SketchUp. So I'm going to start off in this corner. I'm going to go up 3602 and just follow my plan around. And if I'm accurate, I should get back to this point pretty close. So let's see how we get on. So talk you through some of the basic tools. It's a little bit different from the SketchUp we use in the class, but it does have all the same basic features. It's just a bit of a different layout. So down at the bottom here, we've got our orbit button, but we can also, there's quite a lot of drop out menus when you click on these buttons, so I can also use this to zoom and slide and things like that. So I'm going to be using this quite a lot, and I'm also going to be using my line function quite a lot. We should get away with basically using that, and then we'll have a little look at using the Google Warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing the lines of my floor plan out. Selected my line tool, I'm doing straight lines. I'm going to click where I want my first line to be, and I'm just going to leave my line parallel to the green line actually. When your line goes green, that means it's running parallel to the green line. When your line goes red, that means it's running parallel to the red line. It's a useful little thing just for starting off. So my first line, my first wall was 3,602 millimeters long. I've just typed that in, and I can see it appear down in the bottom right hand corner here where my measurements appear. So you can keep a check on your sizes just by typing them into there. So I'm going to put that first line in, hit return, and then I'm going to come along this way. My next line was 2847, and then I had a gap for my stairs, so 1918. Oh, that didn't seem to go in. 1918. Hit return, and then I had another wall that was 2387, and then it starts. I'm just going to rotate this around just so I can see all my lines. I might zoom out a little as well. So I'm going to zoom out. There's my zoom button. Just slide that out. back to my line tool to continue this. So this wall down here is parallel to my green line, and then it goes 3601, and then 357, 357, 697, 697, 2410, 2410, 702, 4377. And actually, hopefully if I'm being reasonably accurate, I'm almost clicking back on there. I know that's where I want to end, so I'm just going to go ahead and click that as my end point. You can see the floor plan gets coloured in now. That means I can actually turn that into a 3D shape, and I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to extrude it up. So that's your extrude button down here, a little square with an arrow on top. If I select that, I can select that surface, and you can see I can pull it up now. I'm not going to so yeah, I'm just going to do the floor plan just now, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I think we can come back in and do the walls at a later date, but it's just getting you guys using the basics just now. So once I've got my basic floor plan in, I'm actually going to show where some of the larger bits of furniture are in that as well, and it's a good opportunity to show you how to use Google Warehouse. So I'm just going to rotate that. So I'm going to put my sofa in here, and I've got a dining table in my living room as well. I'm just going to show that as the basic bits of furniture, and then I'm going to come up with a redesign for that room. So to put objects in, good thing about using Sketchup is that you can use other people's objects. You don't have to create every single object yourself. So to use Google Warehouse, I'm going to go to the little 3 cube icon here. It says components. I'm going to select that. I'm going to search 3D Warehouse for a corner sofa, because I've got one of those, corner sofa. And I'm going to see if we can see one that kind of looks like what I've got. Yeah, something like this. I'm just going to select that. It's downloading the model, and you can see that it's been brought in, and that's where my corner sofa goes there roughly. Let's make sure that's at the right height. You can see that's coming through my floor, so I'm going to pick that up and move it a little bit. So I'm going to select it by the bottom of one of those feet and just move it up. Rotate that around now. I've got my corner sofa in, and I've got a sort of dining table here as well, so I'm going to search for a dining table. What I've noticed is some of the objects that you find in Warehouse are massive. Some of them are quite small. It works best if you're using smaller objects. So I've got a corner sofa there. It's 12 megabytes big. The computer will probably not like that very much if I put that in. So the one that I put in was half a megabyte. So try and go for the file sizes are a little bit smaller. Your computer will be able to manage that a little bit better. So I'm going to go for a dining table. A dining table. And try and find something that's similar to what I've got. So there's one that's 21 megabytes, probably the most similar, but I'm not going to bother putting it in because it's too massive. So I'm going to go for something like this. Not sure where it is. So that's now been brought in. Just going to put that there. I'm going to rotate it around because actually I kind of want to get rid of the lights that are there. Like I say, we can maybe come back and put walls and things. We're just playing around with it just now. So I can go in and edit this group, I'm hoping. So if I right click, edit component, I can hopefully just go ahead and select that light bit, delete it, and then that's me finished editing it. And it I'm just going to press escape. So I'm going to leave my floor plan at that because I actually think I've given you enough to get on with. So my aim for you this week would be to produce an accurate floor plan of one of the rooms in your house, and to include some furniture for it from the Google Warehouse. So that'll get you using Google Warehouse and using the online version of SketchUp, both of which are quite important aspects of the course. It also means you can continue with design work and things at home. So good luck, everybody. You've got a week for this task, so I appreciate it can take a little bit of time to measure up a living room. Please be careful and get somebody to give you a hand if you do need a hand with that. Okay guys, good luck everybody, and I will speak to you all soon. Cheerio, bye bye.